Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. I was glad when they said to me, "Let us go into the house of the Lord." And I'm Father Steve Seller, and this is Dot, my rescue puppy. And here is her morning treat. It's a good girl. This is our brief daily message of hope, and I hope you're in a good place today. I pray that you are able to experience the peace and the joy that the Lord Jesus has for you and for all of us, all who turn to Him. Many years ago, when I was a college chaplain, I had a group of students, young men, 4 of them, who had decided to go on a long road trip. And it was either spring break or Christmas break or the end of school. I can't remember which one, but they had meticulously organized everything they were going to need for their road trip, and they were planning on going to some exotic destination, probably the mountains somewhere. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember them stopping by the church so that I could bless them as they were leaving town. And I noticed that they had packed their little car full of all sorts of provisions for their trip, primarily junk food. Cookies and candies and cakes and chips and sodas. They were weighed down with all the junk food they were going to need. And as I was talking to them when they were about to depart, I asked them which route they were going to take. How are you going to get from here to there? And they basically said, "I don't know. We don't really know." It hadn't bothered them at all to figure out a route to take. And so back then, in the days long before global positioning satellites and GPS systems and all of that, tracking devices, long before that, I said, "Well, did you bring a map to follow?" I said, no, we're just going to go head out this direction and just sort of go with the flow." And I said, well, what happens if you get lost on the way? I'll never forget their response. They said, "That would be great." So these young men were just looking for adventure, and it really didn't matter much to them what route they take. Now, the problem with that is you're always going to get lost if you don't know what route you're going to take. Or as Yogi Berra once infamously said, you have to be careful if you take the wrong road, because you might not get to where you might not want to be, or something like that. But we do have a route that we follow. It's the Lord Jesus. God has given us His directions for our lives, and they're very clearly spelled out that we are here to be kind and compassionate and loving and gentle and tender and merciful and be of service to those around us. We are here to make a positive difference in the world for those around us. And when we do that, we usher in God's kingdom, one person at a time, starting with ourselves. We're not here meant to just wander aimlessly. We're here following Him, staying in contact with Him, with His people, with those who are also following His way, so that we can transform the world, one person at a time, starting with ourselves. We do that through our prayers primarily, our works of mercy, our acts of charity, our works of kindness, and we make a big difference in the world. And so connect with that great, gentle, loving God who's with you today, and let Him show you what He has for you. And I was just thinking of the wonderful old 17th century German hymn that probably goes back to the time of the Crusades. It's called the Crusaders' Hymn, "Fairest Lord Jesus." Have a blessed day today, and God willing, Dot and I will see you here again tomorrow. God bless you.